Molweni Quintessentials, welcome back to the Khazimla PR Academy. Today I want to talk to small business owners specifically, solo entrepreneurs. If you are in that category, then this is the video for you, because we need to think about and start talking about strategic timelines and the importance of succession planning. Your business cannot function and exist outside of you if you are the beginning and the end of everything in the business. So what are the considerations that you need to make to ensure that your business is able to scale, make an impact, and outlive you? If you are generationally minded, if you are impact minded, if you are performance-based business minded, then this is the video for you. So let's get right into it. The first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what type of business are you running? And what propelled me to this thinking is when I was watching the Abundance podcast and the two hosts were explaining, the difference between a performance-based business and a lifestyle-based business. And I had a moment where I wanted to be in denial about the kind of business that I was running. But the reality of the situation is that a lifestyle business is literally a job for you, the entrepreneur, that allows you to be flexible. So essentially you are independent, you work your own hours. And secondly, it meets your direct personal needs. So if the business is able to pay for your trips, pay for your bond, pay for your Pilates and your pillar lessons, then there is a time and a space for that. And in the beginning, I must say that that's the kind of business that was satisfactory for me. But as I've grown and I've now had my business for over 12 years, I'm asking myself serious questions. So in order for me to turn things around, I needed to consider a drop-dead strategy, as my financial advisor calls it. You need to think about what would happen if you were to drop dead today. Is your business going to survive? If you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, or you suddenly fall sick, or you get into an accident, will the business be able to continue without you? A lifestyle-based business is very operationally focused, so it's you doing everything. You are the one with the access to the business accounts. You are the one with the access to the emails of all your clients, the database. You are the one with the social media logins. You are the one who knows where the content plans are saved. Everything is in your head. It's run by you. So we need to move out of this form of isolated, myopic structure of running a business and think big. And thinking big means that you need to put systems in place. So lifestyle business is about you running the operations. It's very good for your ego. It's very validating. You doing the work, you're getting the validation from your clients. You're getting the validation in the form of, paid invoices. Your rates are validated by your clients. But outside of that, there is no other impact. So what are the things that we need to consider to raise the bar? Number one, you need to have a targeted specific date of when you want to work yourself out of your business. Because in order for you to run a performance-based business, which is a business that is about scaling, that is about impact, that is about the next generation, that is about existing outside of you, that can operate even when you are sick, when you are dead, when you are gone, that is the plan. That should be the plan. And these are the considerations that you need to put in place to make that plan a reality. The first step is think about strategic timelines. So this could be between 3 to 5 years. How can I work myself out of the operational matters of the business? And how do I take on that role of leader? This is a serious conversation I had to have with myself, because I was confusing my roles. I thought that me running my business was the actual work that I was doing, but I was operating as a technical expert. So in my career, I am a communication specialist. I specialize in social media management, in digital media and traditional media, PR, below the line, though that's my spillion. That is my spillion, that I can do it without even thinking. That is operational work. And I thought that that was my business. No, my business is me thinking strategically and planning ahead. My business is, number one, finding business, finding clients. Number two, it's finding the right team and leading that team. My business is looking at, scaling the profit margins and not just focusing on, as invoices that satisfy my personal needs, but thinking about EBITDA and all those other good and intimidating and fancy financial considerations. Having a strategic timeline in place helps you to think about what would happen in the case of you dropping dead, essentially. So that drop dead strategy is the most critical for you, and that strategy must be communicated with you must understand it, and you must be able to communicate it to the team. Once you've communicated your strategy, your succession plan, then you need to communicate who is going to take the wheel. So you need to identify people within your organization that are going to take the reins as you are relinquishing and are stepping back. So is it going to be somebody internal? Are you passing your business on to your son, your daughter, your aunt, your uncle, your mother? Are you passing it on to someone internally in the business, or are you going to get somebody from outside, a consultant, an expert that you are going to then groom and train to fill in your role as you take a step back? So when you're looking at the successor profile, you need to consider their expertise. You need to look at their leadership abilities, their leadership qualities. Do they have what it takes, and do they fit into the organizational culture? Will they be able to take the business that you've built, in my case for 12 years, and put it on to the next level for the next 12 years and the next 24 years, and so on and so forth? So this is not a quick fix. You need to spend time with the new leadership. You need to assess them. You need to really pray. You actually need to pray about this, and does this person or these people that I'm bringing into this business fit into the value system of the organization, or are they going to take my business and flip it into something that is completely unrecognizable and that's unethical and immoral? Just because it's unrecognizable doesn't always mean it will be a bad thing, and that's a mindset shift on your behalf that you need to make. But there has to be that value system alignment between you and the new leadership. And as you're assessing their character, because that's so key, you're assessing their character, not just what they say, but how they do. You're assessing this character over a period of time, over a period of years. It's not something that you can really do over 6 months unless you are really in a bind and you need to fill in that position. But ideally, you need to give yourself time to assess the character of the new leadership to make sure that they fit into this value system of your business. And once you've assessed the character, then you also assess the skills gap. Where can you support new leadership as far as upskilling, as far as training, mentorship? What do they need? Do they need to go and register for a course, an MBA? Do they need to get people skills? Do they need to read leadership books? Do they need to go to leadership training? Where are the skills gap that you have picked up? And how can you communicate these skills gaps in an unoffensive way, but ensuring that the gaps are closed long before you exit your business? So you can start a formal training and mentorship situation in your business. I have this Khazimla PR Academy that I'm launching online. So that could be me taking what I have started online and replicating that as one-on-ones with the new leadership on the ground in the business, and having those key milestones to see where is we have assessed where the gaps are, and are those gaps filled, and is this person really able to meet the successor profile, or do I need to keep the search open? Or am I the one that is having, or am I the one who has self-limiting beliefs and think that it's only me who can take the business where it needs to go? So there are a lot of variables. You need to also get out of your own way when you are participating in this process of exiting your business. And then you need to consider doing a business valuation. So this means you can get a third party person to do a valuation of the business. You can get a professional appraisal from an outside party, because you do have blind spots as the managing director, as the business owner, as the founder. So it's always, there's multiple, what is that verse? There is wisdom in a multitude of counsel. So get that professional appraisal from other experts and plug in the gaps where they are being identified. The professional appraisal also involves you decoupling yourself from the operations of the business. I'm going to do a full video on how it is that you can decouple yourself. I'm also in the process of decoupling myself from my business. So it is very difficult for entrepreneurs, especially if you've been a solo entrepreneur for the longest time, like me, over a decade. Essentially, you are undergoing a psychological divorce from what you've always known. Your business now is no longer your own. You are handing over the reins. Once you have managed to fulfill this divorcing and this decoupling from operations and decoupling yourself from the identity and the brand of your business, you now open your business up for future buyers, and that actually increases the appraisal and the business valuation of your business, because now it's no longer a one-man show. You are running a legitimate machine that is not only servicing your needs, but is scalable, is making an impact, and is able to transcend generational impact. So a very quick and simple and to the point video to spark thinking about the strategic timelines that you need to put in place to move it's literally a mindset renewal. You need to shift from it's my business and think about raising the stakes, and think about your lifestyle orientated business as a performance-based business that can compete and outlive even the greats. So if you want to be like an Amazon or a Facebook, or and those businesses make money and they sleep, you don't need to be the founders are not actively involved in the day-to-day running of the business. You hire the right people to do that for you. I hope this video has been helpful to you and has sparked some thought as to how you need to start putting consideration into the strategic timelines that will help you to think about building a solid succession plan for your business, because this is really step one of you scaling from lifestyle orientated business to performance-based business, which is all about scale, making impact, and being transformational. Thank you for tuning in, Quintessentials. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.